What led you to joining Skillshare in 2017, I believe, as the CEO? And
Yep.
could you give us an overview of it as a marketplace when you joined?
Yeah. So, I think there are sort of three things that I liked. I mean, one was the model. I love marketplace businesses. They're hard, they're frustrating, but when they work, they're wonderful. I loved the stage that we were at. We had just raised a Series B. They clearly had product market fit, but they're just having trouble scaling and go to market and just kind of all the usual aches and pains that come along with trying to grow a business. And then the third thing was the mission. Um, and I had this in spades at Odesk, um, but it's a business that people want to root for. It has such a clear and tangible positive impact on all the users on both sides. Having that mission-driven model is just a huge advantage in every aspect of the business, in marketing, in recruiting, in partnerships, and fundraising. It's one of those businesses that people want to be part of and people want to succeed. So those are kind of the three things that hit for me. Um, Again, I think for the status of the marketplace, again, it was a lot of that letting the marketplace sort itself out. And in theory, that works great, but again, in practice, it does not. So we had to put in some curation, we had to put in some moderation. We have now deleted, like we have 30,000 classes on the platform today. We've probably deleted 45 to 50,000 classes off the platform. So like we've taken a much more aggressive stance on content moderation. We've also changed the onboarding. Like you can't just walk in the door and post a class. Like, we've gone to this more apply to teach model, so that people have to jump through some hoops because we are not supply constrained. So if we're not supply constrained, let's put a little bit of friction in to keep that quality bar high and make sure that the teachers coming onto the platform are really good and what our users would expect of a premium subscription model. So that's been a pretty dramatic shift. I think the other dramatic shift was the vertical focus. Um, Over the years, we had organically developed a strength in creative topics. When I joined, we were still doing a little bit of everything. And I was actually making a push when I first joined for us to get into business and technology in a more deliberate way. What we found was everything we did that was adjacent to creative did really well. Anything that was too far afield was suffering. So in business, marketing did great, very adjacent to creative. My accounting and finance class was crickets chirping. And I think this is, again, something we saw at Odesk and the lesson I learned again at Skillshare. There is no monolithic marketplace, right? You're ultimately a bunch of subcategories and a bunch of verticals stuck together. So as we looked at our strength, we were clearly really good at creative. That was where our supply was best. That was where our demand was best. So in 2019, we just declared a major and said, we're going to go all in on creative. So that's been a pretty significant part of our just how we've grown and scaled. And then I think the third thing in terms of the status of the business, we had product market fit, but there's no clear go to market strategy. All of the organic stuff just had tapped out. With any subscription business, it's how fast can you outrun your churn, and the organic, word of mouth stuff just was no longer outrunning our churn. So we had to figure out how to do paid acquisition in a more deliberate go to market in a more scalable way.